Hi all Krepšinio Sektas channel viewers. Today will be first my try to do interview in English, so sorry for my mistakes that I will do. So today's my interlocutor is a journalist that I met randomly in Kaunas barbershop. He did a reportage about Thomas World Cup. So today with me will talk journalist Mike Martin. Hi Mike.
Hey man, how you doing? I appreciate you having me on.
As far as I know, you're a busy person and work multiple jobs. Could you tell more about your professions and yourself?
Yeah, so I actually got into the sports media world probably about, I would say 4 years ago at this point. Me and my best friend Kyle'o Hines'o, who now plays for Armani Milan. We were sitting home one summer and we were just saying, a lot of people and a lot of our friends and family back home in the States, really don't know what overseas basketball players go through. So we wanted to start creating content around that. So we started with our first docu-series called Just a Kid from Sicklerville. That's the town that we're from in New Jersey. We followed Kyle'o as he was playing with CSKA during the 2018 season. It was a 5-episode docu-series. And then following that, we wanted to keep going. We had a little bit of success there. We wanted to keep going. The next season, we started a series called EuroLeague Rooks. And that's how we met. Shout out to Thomas Walkup and Jock Landale from Zalgiris for wanting to be a part of it. So that was great, man.
You're in Team Hines basketball tournament cup. So could you tell us more about this cup and whether it will take place this year?
Yeah, so the TBT tournament will be taking place this summer. I am a GM and assistant coach at Team Hines. So our goal is to try to get a lot of the top EuroLeague players together and compete for a big prize. It's a 6-game, you win 6 games and you can win $1 million. So we're trying to get, a lot of the top athletes and top basketball players from around the world to come together for the tournament and show the world what overseas basketball and EuroLeague is all about.
Could you tell us what players are you going to invite to play in this team?
So we got a couple that we want to keep a secret, but we do want to have some returning players from past years. Obviously Kyle, he's a namesake. Kyle will be on the team. We'll bring back Nick Kalathis, Mike James, Matt Lejeski, just to name a few. Hopefully Walkup will come back. But yeah, man, we're just trying to get a good group of guys to come out and compete.
How you said, Thomas Walkup and former Žalgiris player Aaron White played here a few years ago. So you said Nick Kalathis plays there. So, is it easy to deal with players to play in the summer when a lot of them want to have a rest?
Yeah, I mean, the tournament usually starts the end of July, which gives guys a lot of time to kind of relax and rest. Right around that time is when guys get back into the gym and start working out and want to play. So, it doesn't take too much of their time. It's only, I think this year, if we win the whole thing, it'll be 10 days maximum. So we're trying to create an experience to have these high level guys come together and work out, compete and get ready for the upcoming seasons with their respective teams.
You work as a photographer too. So can you tell me what is the hardest in this work and why you like this job?
So yeah, again, like I said, I just got started maybe 4 years ago. Before I got into the video production, I was working in finance and quickly found out that wasn't my path. That's not what I wanted to do. So I guess the hardest part was just getting started, really, kind of just taking that leap and learning how to use a camera and different things like that. Unfortunately with the pandemic, I can't travel as much as I normally was. But that's the best part about it, man. Being able to travel, see the world, watch basketball, and tell people stories. That's what I'm all about.
As you said, you're very good friends with Kyle'o Hines'o and his brother Tyler. So how did your friendship with them started?
So it started back when I was, I want to say 11 years old. I met Tyler, Kyle's younger brother. We're both the same age. We met the summer going into sixth grade, and we just been attached at the hip ever since. Kyle's 4 years older than us, so he's always been the big brother and, taking care of us and showing us the ropes. So he always led by example, going to college, playing basketball, becoming pro. So, I'm blessed to have those guys in my life to build with throughout life and to experience a lot of great things with.
Your YouTube channel has a short video telling that you're making connections all around the world. So, can you tell us how you managed to connect with players like Shaq, Allen Iverson? I'm not going to name everyone, but I think you understand the question.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, a little bit of it is luck, being at the right place at the right time. But it's also, just people I've met throughout time that have these relationships with those guys or, are in the same circles as those guys. So, luckily I'm able to go in, adapt and have good conversations with them and leave an impression on them. That's the big thing. And with Shaq, I actually work with Shaq at TNT Studios. Work on Inside the NBA. I'm part of the crew. So I get to work with him 2 nights a week. And he is something special, man. He's a character. He's always joking around, making jokes, playing music. So he's a great guy.
Which of your basketball friends changes the most outside the court?
Changes the most?
Yeah.
That's a tough question because I know a lot of these guys personally, so to me they're always the same. Fortunately, a lot of fans just see these players as players, and I know these guys as people. So there isn't anybody that stands out that I would say that changes the most.
I scrolled your Instagram and found photos of very well rated players of all time, such as like Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, KD, Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Dwayne Wade, with some others, but I'm pretty sure that you have a short conversations with them. So can you share with us the most funniest and most interesting of the talks with them?
The most interesting talks. I would say, Charles Barkley is probably the most interesting just because he says whatever comes to his mind. He's hilarious. What you get from him on TV is exactly how he is in real life. So just, talking to him and hearing some of his stories throughout his career and, listening to him talk about playing golf and working on his swing and getting better. Those are always fun to hear those stories.
Few days before 2019 draft, some journalists had chance to ask some questions for Zion Williamson and Gaga Bitadze at the same time. So
Yep.
all of journalists was standing next to Zion. Can you comment something on this situation? Because I know that you took a picture of that and that picture and a lot of people seen that and was very angry about that.
Yeah, I was there with Goga. We were shooting a EuroLeague Rooks episode, so I was following him throughout his draft process, and it's just perception. It's just you know, it wasn't what the internet made it seem. Obviously Zion Williamson was the number one pick. He was there, and all eyes and attention are on him always. But it was just another, it was just timing. That was just Goga's time to interview, and unfortunately he was right next to Zion, so he didn't have as much, as many journalists and reporters there, but there was definitely plenty of journalists asking him questions about his path and his journey to the NBA.
You've talked to a lot of different players. You visited many countries to meet them. Can you tell the funniest stories from all the travel related to basketball?
That's a good question, man. The funniest story. I'll probably say after when Kyle was playing for Olympiacos, and they won the 2013 championship in London. We flew back to Greece after that, and it took like 2 hours to get back to his back to his apartment because everybody was on the highway just lighting flares and running outside of their cars and had flags and running up to us because they knew we were his family and, just celebrating. So that's a moment, it was fun. It was funny. It was just a moment that stood out that I'll remember forever.
You're from New Jersey. How popular is basketball there?
Very popular, man. New Jersey's part of we call it the tri-state area, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. There's a lot of basketball players and a lot of tournaments and great teams that come out of that area. So basketball is huge where we're from, man. It's my favorite sport. It motivates everything that I do. So yeah, it's definitely big in New Jersey.
Do you think it's possible for New Jersey to have NBA team?
Probably not anymore because, the Brooklyn Nets, they used to be the New Jersey Nets, but they moved to Brooklyn, 5-6 years ago, whenever they made that move. So probably not for a long time, just because there's two teams already in New York. There's a team in Philadelphia, which is, less than 2 hours away. So it probably won't be another team in New Jersey.
What need to do that they would have a team? New Jersey.
Well, somebody would have to come in probably with a whole bunch of money and try to get a team started. I'm sure there's different protocols that they would have to go to try to get a new team in place. But, as of right now with the NBA set at those 30, 32 teams, whatever it is, I don't foresee a new team coming back.
Last question, what would you suggest me to do interview with?
Man, you tell me, who have you interviewed so far?
I did players, Mindaugas Kuzminskas, if you know, he played in the New York Knicks a few years ago. Did interview with coach Janas Kazlauskas, if you know him. He was coach of Lithuanian national team, China national team, and Greece. So I don't know with some others, but yeah.
Man, you're right there in Countess. You got to get some Zalgiris players. Get walk up. Get some guys that are on the team now. I'm sure they would be happy to do it for sure.
Okay, thank you for your suggest. Thank you that you found time and that you joined.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. I love what you're doing. You're a huge basketball fan at a young age. Just stick to it, man. Stick to it. Keep going. Sky's the limit for you.
Thank you. Bye. For next time.
Have a good one. I'll see you soon.
Bye.